Chubby Pug Yarn podcast. My name is Emma and I'm your host. So, welcome. This is my first episode in a long time. I have had an unintentional break in my podcasting for like 1.5 months, but now I'm back, hopefully getting a little bit better so I can continue podcasting. There has been a lot of things on my plate, so I didn't plan to stop recording or podcasting, but things happened. I'm not sure if everyone wants to hear the details, but in short, I'm having an investigation about my stomach problems, which have caused me a lot of troubles, both physically and psychologically, but I am trying a medication while they're doing different tests on me. I feel a little bit better now than I did in December or end of November as well, so things are going forward. If you want me to talk more about my problems, I'm happy to, but I shouldn't put it on you if you don't want to hear it. So you can comment in the Revelry group or down in the YouTube comment bar if you feel like it's important to know. But it's nothing dangerous. It's just that my health have been challenging me and my energy for quite a long while. But anyways, I'm back, planning to talk about my crafting, knitting, spinning, and such things. Today is Sunday, and we have a really nice weather here in Norway, or at least where I live. It's freaking cold, minus 20 degrees Celsius. I have no idea about the Fahrenheit, but when you go out, your hair gets like a white cover because it freezes, and my dogs don't want to go outside at all. But it's beautiful with lots of snow and a big sun. So I'm hoping I can do some video recordings of my town so you can see. Maybe not to this episode, but maybe to the next one. So yeah. I have been doing quite a lot of knitting, even though I have been sick and sleeping on the couch a lot. A lot of the things I finished was unfortunately Christmas gifts. So the Thingvellir sweater, I knitted the Icelandic one, the last one I showed you. I finished it before Christmas. I posted a picture on Instagram on it, so you can see it there and on my project page on Ravelry. So the sweater was called Thingvellir after the diplomatic, the Vikings had their first diplomatic meetings in this place called Thingvellir on Iceland, and that's what the sweater name is from. It's from a Swedish designer called Linnea, and I really enjoyed the pattern. Yeah, so I gave it to my mother for Christmas, and she had no clue. I did a little bit of fooling both my parents because I asked my mother early in spring. I said that I wanted to knit my dad Icelandic sweater for Christmas, and asked her to take measurements on some of his favorite sweaters. So she did, and she have seen the progress on the sweater, and yeah. And then in the autumn I asked my father to say, oh, I want to knit my mother a sweater for Icelandic sweater, can you take some measurements on her favorite sweaters when she's not at home? And he did. The fun thing was that my mother was really jealous because she knew that my father was going to get an Icelandic sweater, and she was like, oh, why don't I get one? But she didn't tell me. So when on Christmas, when they both got soft packages and she opened it and realized she didn't get one as well, she was so happy. So that was a blast. So yeah, that was one of my finished objects. And then I did a quick knit that you haven't seen on the podcast, because I casted it on in the end of December, or middle of December, and ended it and finished it in the Christmas time. I knitted Oslo anorak for my cousin Agnes. And I did the modification on it because it's knitted from the bottom up. It's a really gorgeous sweater with a hoodie, and then you have some buttons on one side of the shoulder so you can open it up and easier pull it on. I knitted it in Abelita Merino worsted, which is one of my favorite yarns. It's so crazy soft. I knitted it in light grey and one variegated in pinks and purples and whites. It's really beautiful. So that one I knitted really fast. But then I have finished some things since I got back from Sweden from my holiday break. I finished a pair of socks that you haven't seen, I think. This is one of the second round of Arne Carlos yarns. I didn't write up the color name, but it's purple, red, white and black. I knitted it for me, which means my boyfriend will take it. He takes all my hand knitted socks, as you know. So it's knitted toe up, 64 stitches, and then the Fleegle heel. I really like it. And then just a 2x2 ribbing at the top. For this one I tried a new circular needle, the Haya Sharp, and I really enjoyed the feeling of it. I can't use it all the time because sharp needles, when I knit I push quite a lot with my index finger. Is it index? Yeah. So I get like sores and blisters on the index finger if I use sharp needles too much at a time. But it was really quick, and I figured that if I'm knitting socks with cables or something like that, it would be probably really nice to knit with the sharp circular. The problem was that I ordered a 60 centimeter, which is too short. So I'm planning to order a longer one, maybe 100 centimeters or something, 120, so I can get 2 at a time, or just have, I prefer to have a long loop so I don't drop stitches. But yeah, one pair done. They are also blocking everything. Woohoo! I just need to bring them outside and take pictures for the Ravelry. But it's hard since, oh, sorry, lighting. It's quite hard since it's freaking cold and I don't want to go outside without shoes on. So we will see when it happens. And then, boring. Stop it. I don't know why the light is changing. I will try to stay still. Then I have the great finished object, my doodler. It's so big it probably won't fit the screen properly, but it starts over there and goes all the way here. So I did the two first colors, the orange and the bluish green petrol color, are Malabrigo sock, and the bluish purple is snail yarn. She's from Italy, the dyer, and it's really nice. I knitted 3 wedges on the clue number 3, and I chose the option with the picot clusters. So I really like the braid in top. I have not yet figured out properly how to wear it. I have used it something like this so far. Yeah, I don't have a mirror, but something like this. I really like it. So snail yarn it was my first time to try it. I have the label there. So the color was called Aurora Borealis, which is the Northern Lights. So it's a BFL. I have actually never knitted in BFL. The Malabrigo sock is merino, if I'm not wrong. I'm not sure. Yeah, merino. So it's merino and BFL. So it's a little bit more rustic, but it's not itchy for me, at least. So I really enjoyed it, and I will definitely try some out some more time. I still have a tiny bowl of it left, so I will probably make some minis with that. So yeah, and then oh, I forgot one of my works in progress, but I can show you it next time. I'm having sorry, I don't know why it's doing that. I think it's a problem because the sun is coming from this way. I have a window and it wanders back and forth between some light clouds. So I think that's why the camera is having some trouble with the lighting. I'm having knitting mittens month, apparently. This is one of my projects I'm working on. This is the Death Flake mittens. I showed you them in November, or showed it when I was knitting the first one. The first one is finished. I haven't blocked it yet, so it's a little bit uneven in some places, especially the thumb got a little bit distorted, but I'm hoping it will block out. So the first one is done, and let's see, the second one is halfway. I have put in a strand for the thumb, so it's halfway, and I'm using my Gnome Knitter DPN holder for it, and it's living in a bag that I will talk a little bit about later. And then I have been continuing knitting on my Snövit mittens. I have finished one, haven't started the other one yet, so that one I will probably show you next time or so. But then I have a third mitten on the go, since you can't just knit one mitten or two, you need to knit 3. I have been eyeballing for a couple of weeks the Enchanted Mystery mitten from Wenche Roald. I have seen several versions of it, and I finally got myself together to start it yesterday. So there are 4 clues and 3 of them are out so far, and I have been knitting like crazy. So here is my mitten, no thumb yet and no top. So this is the 3 first clues. It was quite a lot of fun to like choose the colors without really knowing how they would turn out in the mitten. The only thing I have done is I went up a little bit in the needle sizes, because the Deflake mittens I knitted on 2.25, but it's 72 stitches around and it's a little bit too big. But I saw that this pattern was only 60 stitches around, so I figure if I knit them at the same gauge it will be too small for me. So I went up to 2.75 and they fit really well. So it's some ochre, I don't know, burnt yellow, a little bit of petrol blue, then it's a light grey as a base, and then I have the purple flowers, and then red and dark grey in the top here. So I'm really curious about how the rest of the mitten will be. So yeah, that's all my works in progress at the moment. Then I have had... oh no, it's not! Sorry, I forgot something. I have another little bag with some interesting things. Of course, I can't only be knitting mittens. I'm knitting a pair of socks, since the last ones were finished. So this is also Arne Carlos yarn. This is from the first edition. This is a little bit different. It's knitted toe up. I have really outdone myself. I did 1x1 twisted rib. I love the looks of it, but I hate knitting it. It makes my hands hurt. But I often find that when I'm knitting afterfold heels, they don't stay as good on the feet, especially on my boyfriend, or fiancé I should say, and on me as well. It's more a problem for him. And then I asked my brother if he would like a pair of socks, and he's picked out this yarn from my stash, so I'm knitting it for him. At the beginning I took like a cardboard thing, as described by a sock therapist who has the fish lips kiss heel, but it didn't work out as I wanted it to, because the foot shape wasn't working out with how I was knitting. So I picked up my book that I haven't tried yet, Sock Architecture. I hope it's not reversed for you, because it's reversed for me in the picture. But yeah, Sock Architecture. So I'm trying the description here to make just a toe-up sock with heel flap and gusset. So that's what I'm working on. I'm working on the heel flap here. So this is the first sock. So yeah, of course I have a pair of socks on the needles. You would be surprised if I didn't, right? Yeah, then since I'm feeling a little bit rusty about recording, I decided I will talk a bit about my stash, a lot of things from before Christmas, and then in my next episode I will bring all my Christmas stuff. It's not much, but I will talk about it next episode instead. So this will be a short one, and I will probably feel more comfortable when I get warm in the clothes again. So I have some luxury stash, a lot. I have 2 skeins of Manos del Uruguay Silk blend. The colorway is called Lava. So it's black with reds and burnt brownish yellow and some purple. It's really nice. I'm hoping to make a pair of mittens. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, or maybe a hat. but I'm planning on mittens. I figure they will be really soft. They will probably peel a lot, but yeah, I don't care. We use quite a lot of mittens in this house since we're out walking the dogs several times a day, and wet mittens is never nice, so you want a lot of mittens so you can hang them up to dry and take a new pair for the next walk. So yeah, and then I have put them in a bowl. So here is Desert Vista Dyeworks 12 Stripes of Christmas minis. Oh, there are so many. So it's yeah, from the 12 stripes of Christmas. So they are all named according to the traditional, I don't know what we call it, yeah, song or lyrics, yeah. So it's all the gifts named accordingly. So swans swimming, or geese laying, and a lot of gorgeousness. Lord sleeping, that's a cool one. So it's 12 minis, Christmas inspired. Drummers drumming is also a cool one. So it's on a sparkly base. Yeah, superwash merino, nylon and stellina, 40 yards in each. So I have them like this at the moment to keep track of them. Then I had the ending of the Randomini skein club from Gnomeacres. So I got the last one in the autumn, in November, I believe. So the theme, it says caution on the tape. The theme was the bad boys. So let's see, it's Loki, Ultron, Decepticons. I like that one, it's purple. And this one I also like, Joker, of course. And Crowley is the last one. Sorry for the crinkling. So that's 5. The Bad Boys, the last shipment in the Randomini club. I have really enjoyed to get these minis every couple of months or every third month. And I really have enjoyed the themes that have been. So I'm not going to continue this year, but I hope to do it some other time. I don't know if she's going to have a new one either, but I need to knit all the minis I have, I believe. But I didn't end with that. I also ordered her mini skein collection holiday thing. I hope it's not backwards. So here is a lot of colors. I don't think I can name them all, but they are all Christmas colors. I think this one is ham or something. Yeah, Christmas ham. And yeah, really nice Christmassy colors. How I will sprinkle the bag. So, and then I have had 2 swaps that I haven't talked to you about. I have a swap with Mina from the Knitting Expat podcast. We have been bouncing back and forth about what we were going to swap, and yeah, what kind of candy she wanted and what I wanted. And so I sent her some yarn, which I know was appreciated since she talked about it in one of her podcasts. And she said we could exchange. I got some yarn for her and then had some minis, and she could make a bag for me. So I thought it was a great idea. So yeah, I got this gorgeous bag. It's a perfect sock or mitten size. I told her as she knows probably, that I'm really in love with blues and purples, so this one is right up my alley. So, and I really like how the strap is coordinating with the fabric on the inside and the zipper, and her little tag on the end. So that's where my Death Flake mittens are living. So I'm having 2 skeins of yarn, the description or the chart for it, and 2 mittens inside. So it's quite a good size for smaller projects or medium projects maybe. Yeah, I also got a really nice postcard with Hugo and Derek and some notes and some really nice minis. So there is some that I haven't tried before. The one I have tried is Crazy Sour Ball, but I have never tried the domino color, so that was really nice. And then there was some I have never tried. Baron Wolle, for example, I would have always wanted to try, so now I have a little green skein for that. And let's see, Fiber Spades, never tried, so, and I love this deep color. It was really nice. And some knit picks, which I have never tried before, so that will also be fun. And some Langjavol, never tried it either. So, and Lana Grossa, which I have known she had been knitting with, but I have never tried it. And then there's a little skein that she have dyed herself with food coloring, so really cute, and it will be extra special in my blanket. Actually, I'm thinking about having 2 blankets, but we will see if that will happen. Then Young Yarn hosted a mini swap in her Ravelry group, which I joined, and then I got to exchange package with Denise, and it was really nice. She's from Seattle, so never been, but she sent a really lovely, what do you say, some really nice candy in different versions, chocolates and candies that I have never tried before. So I'm planning to have me and my boyfriend doing a little candy tasting for you, so you can enjoy to see our faces when we try American candy we have never seen before. I think the only one I have seen before was Skittles, but there was some Seattle chocolate and candy corn and other things, so I hope I can make a little video so you can see our candy tasting. Maybe not today, but for my next episode maybe. And she also made me a cute little bag with Seattle fabric, I realized. So you have the Space Needle and, let's see, a lot of fishes and guitars and beer. It's really cute. So that's where my Arne Carlos socks are living. Really cute. So thank you. And she also sent me some minis. So it's some opal sweet and spicy, which I have never tried. Knit picks, stroll, never tried it. So and some that she can't remember because it's so old stash, but it's a really nice colors. I'm really curious to see about like the green one, how it will be in my squares. I think it will be interesting. So yeah, thank you so much both to Denise and to Mina for having swaps with me. I really do enjoy it. I think it's great when you have like minis that want you don't want like 4 or 5 squares of the same color. You can exchange with people, so you can get some new yarns to try out. So I think it's really lovely. So thank you. If there's anyone who would like to have some mini swap with me, please don't hesitate. Just send me a message on Ravelry or Instagram. I'm Distortion on Instagram and Chubby Pug Yarn on Ravelry, and I also have a Ravelry group called Chubby Pug Yarn Podcast, where I will upload this as soon as possible. So next time I will talk about my stash a lot of things from Christmas and until now, and hopefully it won't be 1.5 months. I'm planning, and I hope to be recording next week. But maybe it will be 2 weeks. It depends a little bit because I have had doctor's appointments next week and stuff, so we will see. But hopefully I can be back and show you some more knitting. Until then, take care of yourselves and one another, and have a really, really great January and a really great 2016. Bye!